Oh, hey guys, didn't see you there. Just brushing Sonic the Hedgehog's incredibly disgusting human fucking teeth. This toothbrush now earns the award for smallest prop I think I've ever used in a video. Hi again lads, and welcome back to Kwite Makes a Video on Sonic the Hedgehog Part 4. I don't know how I've managed to make this many videos on Sonic of all video game characters. Somehow I haven't made a single video with Pokemon in the title, and yet that's the franchise I have a well-known but unspoken love affair with. That aside, let's talk even more about Sonic the Hedgehog having human-like and disturbingly realistic feet in his movie. The last video I made talking about the live-action Sonic film was talking about 3 or so posters we had seen regarding the Hedgehog, and my views on the topic were, less than positive. But I'm pretty sure at some point during the video I said something along the lines of us only having the posters to be able to tell what he looked like, so what he looked like in full render was kind of uncertain. But now the trailer is here, and god damn it, it's even fucking worse than Sonic having chiseled, realistic, human-like calves. I won't be playing bits of the trailer here because I'm fairly certain I can wave goodbye to both my human rights and, more importantly, my ad revenue if I include a single second of it. So instead, we're gonna be taking just a look at a few key screenshots from the trailer. Ones that really make you question the people we've chosen to elect to positions of power that allowed something like this to be at all legal and not punishable by death. The first thing of note is not actually a visual thing at all. It's actually the choice of song for this trailer, which by some fucking logic was a good idea to make Coolio's Gangster's Paradise. It's a weird one and you're looking in the wrong place if you're looking for an explanation. Somehow the song works for a JoJo closer and for a sizable amount of TikTok memes, but it doesn't work for this Sonic trailer, to my eyes and ears. Maybe that's just bias talking. It's probably bias talking, but I really can't decipher the thought process here still. But the first visual thing of note that makes your eyes melt right out of their sockets is Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman. And so far in the trailer, he's made a bunch of funny and zany faces, so I think he's gonna fit right at home as an epic, wacky villain for the kids. The second thing I want to bring attention to is the guy who I said kind of looked like Chris Pratt in the leaked posters, but who in this trailer does not look like him at all, and Sonic's sitting in a truck. So first things first, neither of these characters look like they are actually sitting in the car. Both of them look like CGI, and quite frankly, I don't know which one is worse. And secondly, SpongeBob the Hedgehog here sure as hell don't need no bum-ass car to get around. He's got his feet, his beautiful, scrumptious, forbidden snack-like feet. Give me them toes! But more importantly to the Sonic lore is the fact that Sonic the Hedgehog is in possession of some incredibly realistic human-esque teeth. Human teeth. Human teeth. Realistic human teeth. What the fuck? What was your thought process here? Do you have any worldly concept of what you've done, character designer of movie Sonic the Hedgehog? Do you know what sorts of weird porn you've unleashed onto the world as a consequence of your design choices? You fucking inbred imbecile. That's a bit mean, but still, the path you have chosen leads to nothing but pain. Pain I'm going to have to endure because it's my job to look at memes about teeth. And it's also my favorite personal pastime. When people think about Sonic's humanoid teeth, this is the screenshot they usually pull out of the restricted aisle of the Hogwarts library. Legend has it that looking at this picture alone is enough to make your wife divorce you after 20 to 30 years of an otherwise happy marriage. But then again, that could have just been whoever wrote that description of the image not checking in with reality and refusing to see what it is that actually tore his relationship apart in favor of blaming it on inanimate objects. What was that? You want a closer, even more visible look at Sonic's teeth? You don't? Good to hear. That'll make your reaction when I show it to you anyway so much more amusing. Look at it! Look at it! You don't get a choice anymore. You have to stare into the abyss of Sonic's open mouth and 2 separate eyes that somehow got even further apart than they were in that one poster. Gawk in disgust, child. A few of the design quirks of this version of Sonic Bob Hedgehog pants I would like to unnecessarily and arguably unfairly shit on is the fact that he is blue all over, including on his arms. Every true Sonic fan knows that Sonic's arms are tan, and that is non-negotiable. And therefore, I've decided in my head that anybody who worked on this character design is now public enemy number 1. The reason being they were not 100% faithful to the video game design of Sonic. Oh, wait a second. My mistake. There is a part of Sonic that's tan. It's his hand. But they're not a different color than blue because they're gloves. They are literally tan fur. They aren't gloves. They didn't give Sonic fucking gloves. Number 1 Sonic Atar here. I'm sorry, this has accelerated my midlife crisis status exponentially. If you're wondering why I'm going through it right now, it's because I will be dying when I'm 40, so this is around my midlife period, so I'm going through it right now. But it's even farther along than it was before I recorded this video, so we'll see how that pans out. It probably won't pan for very long. As I said, I will now die sooner than later because of this. Another complaint is, again, the shoes. I made similar comments in my original Sonic live-action movie video, but it appears they have not learned, and Sonic Sonic is still not wearing buckled shoes. And also, he's still missing the fat chode type sock/tumors he's had in every design he's ever had in a game. In general, it seems like whoever was designing Sonic for this movie was trying to make him overall more human-like and as realistic as you can get. At least as much as you can with a 2-foot-tall anthropomorphic hedgehog. This is not my personal cup of tea as far as design aesthetic goes, but go off, sis. Moving on now. I had several people sending me different memes regarding Sonic through DMs the other day. There was one of Sonic going really fast like he was in the trailer, and then running Brian Griffin over in place of the car that originally did him in. This is actually just a really brutal depiction of the Crusades if you stare at it for long enough, which I have. I have this thing my friend Abby sent to me. Yes, I smell some gamer girl feet. Skitters towards your feet on all fours. Milady, please, I've been so good. Just please let me have a singular whiff of your absolutely delightful toes. On a whole separate tangent, I wonder why it is we as a society have collectively decided that foot fetishes and sniffing toes are a really funny meme. It makes me again question the people that we put into power that something like this is again legal, as the addictive powers of it are well beyond that of any nicotine related product. Listen man, when these kids eventually find a way to physically consume these memes about sniffing toes, and believe me, they will, we're gonna have an entirely different kind of child killing epidemic on our hands. And speaking once again of feet, I think the real thing this whole new marketing campaign for the Sonic movie has managed to work as though is one big plug for Detective Pikachu, because the way this movie looks has made me that much more excited for the Pokemon one to come out. The CGI models in that movie look so damn good, and they really seem to bring the Pokemon to life. Like, it almost makes me want to cry. I physically can't stop watching the What a Pikachu World trailer because of the positive vibes it showers me in. But the reason I said speaking of feet when trying to transition into talking about Detective Pikachu from Sonic the Hedgehog is the trailer that Ryan Reynolds uploaded to his channel just yesterday entitled Pikachu Used Foot Massage. This obsession with feet permeates the air. Pikachu tries to act like he's not interested in giving Psyduck a foot rub, but at the end of the day, he just can't resist. What a fucking freak. I'm genuinely very excited for Detective Pikachu though. I anticipate having fun, if nothing else, and enjoying seeing Pokemon in live action and interacting with the real world like my toddler, adolescent, and current self always wanted them to do. It's one of the very few things the three of us can unanimously agree upon, but in addition to this Sonic trailer getting dropped, a few promotional posters from the movie got shown off as well. We have one of Sonic just running up the side of a building getting shot at by drones, doing the usual Sonic the Hedgehog thing of providing meta commentary on the state of the American government and its willingness to use drones in civilian populated areas. The second poster is him flipping rings in his hands like it's a coin. And like I mentioned in my Sonic Big Legs video, we have the evidence of him just destroying the environment and everything in his wake with the blue streaks going all over the damn place in the background. The most interesting one though I saw was a poster I could only find in foreign, where Sonic is sitting on a ring that appears to be acting as some kind of portal to Paris, which is pretty epic if you give it a big long think. And the best funny meme I saw come out of this was the fact that it looks exactly like the poster for Doctor Strange when that movie originally came out. Sparkly circle and interdimensional portals and all that shit included. But since Paramount and Sega and whoever else is involved with this actual film seem to have filled us with everything Sonic related in recent memory except for Sonic Mania, I think it's time that we turn to the community for help and see what it is they have made for us to consume. At Always394 said, "This is the live action Sonic movie that I want." Personally, I must say that I am very strongly in favor of this motion. I would be down to sit through an hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours and 30 minutes of an actual hedgehog just collecting rings that are poorly edited into a video. We have several people who reworked Sonic's design from individual frames of the trailer into either a more classic design for Sonic or something more stylized that still may have fit what these people wanted to achieve for the movie. One of the first ones I saw was from @EdwardPun1 on Twitter, who tried to make Sonic a bit more stylized by rounding him out, making the legs skinnier, the eyes bigger, just stuff that calls back to the game designs more, and what do you know, it looks really fucking good. @VertAnderson, Aaron Hammerstrom on Twitter did a paint over of the glorious shot where we get to see Sonic's teeth in full glory, and this also looks really good, though this one is a little less reality based it seems, but it's still really cool, man. I just love Sonic, okay? Fuck off. Alternatively, instead of looking to the fans for how Sonic could look better in live action, we could just look at Sonic's past in live action. Specifically that Progressive commercial I mentioned months ago that looks really great. He could look exactly the same as he did in that commercial, guys, which is the game design. If you insist on making him visibly furry, at least make him not look like The Rock or Vin Diesel. But I think I've about drawn the line here. I've run myself dry on seeing how they massacred my poor boy. They have butchered him, and I am so sorry, Sonic. May you rest well in another life. May you get the peace that nobody on this earth would give you. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, and if you're new, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter @Kwite and on Instagram @Kwite.png. Links to both of those in the description. You can also follow me on twitch.tv/Kwite to find find out when I'm streaming. And I also have a Discord server. Link to that in the description below. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I'll see you guys next time.
Kwite.
I sounded really constipated at the end of this, didn't I?